Select Assets. The goal of Section 2 is for you to learn how stocks and cryptocurrencies may be selected for a collection of assets. Lecture 2. Select Blockchain Stocks. In this lecture, you will learn how to use brokerage, stock research, and other research sources to build a stock selection chart. Minimum values are set for selection criteria. Qualitative and quantitative reasons are used for moving blockchain stocks from a consideration list to a plan to buy list. I googled top blockchain stocks, and one of the results was 7 blockchain stocks to invest in by Matthew Frankel, Certified Financial Planner, CFP. This article was updated August 13th, 2021. The link for this article is shown on the slide, but a quick way to bring it up is by Googling 7 blockchain stocks to invest in and Motley Fool. The Motley Fool is an investing advice company. Visit their website, www.fool.com. Also read their legal disclaimer. Their 7 blockchain stocks were NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA, CME Group, ticker symbol CME, Square, ticker symbol SQ, IBM, ticker symbol IBM, MasterCard, ticker symbol MA, DocuSign, ticker symbol DOCU, and Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN. I will add an 8th stock for consideration, because in this case, one cannot speak of MasterCard without speaking of 8. Visa, ticker symbol V. We will work with these 8 blockchain stock suggestions. For other sources of blockchain stock suggestions, see 1. barchart.com/stocks/sectors/blockchain-stocks. Another source for finding blockchain stocks is to Google Forbes Blockchain 50 2021. Finally, we see what Nokia is doing with the blockchain. Google Nokia and blockchain. Would you want to add it to your consideration list? This is a stock selection chart based on my experience as you shadow me. It is based on stock research available to the general public and information available to Fidelity account holders. Let's look at this closer. We numbered the stocks under consideration 1 through 8. In the second column is the name of the stock, followed by the ticker symbol for the stock. Then we have the market capitalization type. We are filtering for a market cap greater than $45 billion. What is the advantage of large cap stocks? Investopedia tells us the following. Large cap stocks are more stable and mature investments in comparison to stocks that are not large cap stocks. Mid cap, small cap, and penny stocks. Large cap stocks typically have lower volatility, greater analyst coverage, and perhaps dividends. Row 1. Amazon is a very large cap stock valued at $1.8 trillion. No dividends. Row 2. CME is a large cap stock valued at $75 billion. Pays an annual dividend less than 2%. Row 3. DocuSign is a large cap stock valued at $55 billion. no dividends. Row 4, IBM is a large cap stock valued at $125 billion, pays an annual dividend greater than 4%. Row 5, MasterCard is a very large cap stock valued at $372 billion. It pays an annual dividend of less than 1%. Row 6, NVIDIA is a very large cap stock valued at $511 billion. It pays an annual dividend of less than 1%. Row 7, Square is a large cap stock valued at $110 billion. It pays no dividends. Row 8, Visa is a very large cap stock valued at $507 billion. It pays an annual dividend of less than 1%. We are interested if the stock pays dividends and the amount of that dividend, but the dividend is not a selection criterion. 3 of the 8 blockchain stocks do not pay a dividend. Next is the bullish, neutral, bearish equity summary score. At the time of stock purchase, we are filtering out stocks on which analysts are bearish. Back on May 1st, equity summary scores were bullish for Amazon, IBM, and NVIDIA, neutral for MasterCard and Visa, and bearish for CME Group, DocuSign, and Square. Stocks can cycle in and out of being bought and being market leaders in price appreciation. A long position in a good stock is not always rated bullish. One column over, we begin to look at 4 factors of fundamental analysis: valuation, quality, growth, stability, and financial health. Let's see what fidelity means by these headings. Valuation has these underlying factors: adjusted free cash flow to price, book value to enterprise value, industry group relative EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization to price, inverse price earnings ratio, 1 divided by the PE ratio, which is the earnings yield, adjusted for growth and yield, and operating cash flow to equity. Quality has these underlying factors: accrual ratio from the balance sheet, adjusted accruals, asset turnover, cash burn rate, EBITDA margin, operating cash flow to assets, operating cash flow to invested capital, return on investment capital, and working capital to sales. Growth stability has these underlying factors: cash to adjusted enterprise value, earnings per share stability, and operating cash flow stability. Financial health has these underlying factors: adjusted interest coverage ratio, current liability to price, a measure that is unique to Fidelity. Elsewhere, one may find current ratio for ability to pay short-term obligations, and operating cash flow ratio. For valuation, we are filtering for scores between 25 and 90. All 8 stocks passed that filter. For quality, we are filtering for scores above 55. 4 of 8 stocks passed that filter. For growth stability, we are filtering for scores above 55. Only 2 stocks passed that filter: Amazon and Nvidia. For financial health, we are filtering for scores above 52. 3 stocks passed that filter: Amazon, CME Group, and IBM. Next, we are going to look at more fundamental factors, and the company will be compared to its industry. Earnings per share, EPS, trailing 12 months, TTM. I'm looking for an EPS greater than $5. DocuSign has a negative EPS. Square has an EPS less than $1. It is highly unlikely DocuSign and Square will survive our cuts. Visa's EPS is also less than $5. Amazon is outperforming its industry with an EPS of $52.55, while the industry average is $30.33. IBM, MasterCard, and Nvidia also have earnings per share higher than their industry averages. CME Group is under industry average. With growth as a factor, we are looking for projected earnings per share, EPS growth, next year versus this year, greater than 5%. All of these stocks have that, but Amazon, IBM, and Nvidia are not leading their industries. With profit margins as a factor, we are looking for earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation, EBIT-D, margin, trailing 12 months, higher than 9%. Earlier, DocuSign had a negative EPS, negative 1.31. Here, its earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation is also negative, negative 6.52. This stock will not be selected for our investment project. Square had an EPS of less than $1, 44 cents. Here, its earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation is far below our par of 9% at 0.77%. It is highly unlikely DocuSign and Square will survive our cuts. IBM and Nvidia are not leading their industries, while Amazon is also not leading its industry, but by less than a percentage point. Common shareholders want to know how profitable their capital is in the business in which they invest. With returns as a factor, we are looking for a return on equity, ROE, higher than 8%. ROE is measured as net income minus preferred dividends, if any, divided by shareholders' equity. When a company incurs a loss, return on equity is negative. Notice, CME's ROE is slightly below 8%. DocuSign has an ROE of negative 54.78%. MasterCard has a ROE of 105%, but earlier we saw a growth stability score of 1, lower than any of the other 7 companies. It also was not scored above the 55 minimum for quality and above the 52 minimum for financial health. So, yes or no? Amazon meets all selection criteria. Amazon is a yes. CME Group has the lowest bullish, neutral, bearish equity summary score of bearish at 1.8. Its growth stability score is below minimum. Its ROE is below minimum, and its ROE is bringing down its industry. CME is a no. DocuSign has a negative ROE, negative 54.78%. DocuSign is a no at this time. The negative ROE could improve in future trailing 12 months reporting. It just so happened we caught it at this time. IBM is undervalued, as indicated by a valuation score of 96, but it is too undervalued at a score higher than 90, our maximum. We cannot expect the market to see the light, as is the case when it is good to pick an undervalued stock. Maybe it is undervalued with bullish buyers unable to rally volume because 1. Its growth stability is dismal, and 2. Its projected EPS growth of 10% lags its industry average of 25%. However, I really like its financial health score, 86. I'm going to say yes for now. MasterCard has an even lower growth stability score of 1 than IBM at 9, and the analysts were scoring it less than bullish with that neutral rating. MasterCard's quality and financial health scores are below our minimums. These 4 negatives, for me, outweigh the positives of MasterCard being above industry averages in EPS, projected EPS growth, profit margin, and ROE. Sure, the trailing 12 months ROE is greater than 100% for this month, but its dividend is less than 0.5%. IBM pays a 4+% dividend on a 25% rolling ROE, and MasterCard with its 105% rolling ROE pays less than 0.5%. MasterCard is a no. NVIDIA has good growth stability, and its EPS is better than its industry average. Although projected EPS growth, EBITDA margin, and ROE are not better than industry averages, they are above our selection criteria minimums. NVIDIA is a yes. Square. Analysts are bearish on Square. It has low quality, low growth stability, and low financial health scores. Its EPS is only 44 cents, not even $1 when we are looking for a minimum of $5. Square is a no. The Motley Fool recommendation was 7 blockchain stocks. We like Amazon, NVIDIA, and barely IBM. 2.5 out of 7 is not good, Motley Fool. We added Visa to go along with MasterCard. Analysts were neutral on Visa. Visa was like Square, being below par on quality, growth stability, and financial health. Visa is a no. The 3 stocks surviving our narrowing are Amazon, IBM, and NVIDIA. Amazon for having no scores below our criteria minimums. IBM for having the highest quality score at 87 and the highest financial health score of 86. NVIDIA for having the second best earnings per share value of $6.90 and the second best growth stability score at 60. The Motley Fool and other sources have this to say about the 3 blockchain stocks we have selected. Amazon. The Amazon Web Services platform offers Amazon Managed Blockchain, which allows customers to create and manage their own blockchain networks. Blockchain currently makes up a minuscule percentage of Amazon's revenue. But as the technology evolves, there is potential for much more. There is potential for Amazon to eventually incorporate blockchain technology into its massive e-commerce business. IBM. On the blockchain side of the company, IBM Blockchain has already provided transformative solutions for clients such as Kroger, True Tickets, and many others. And it could have a major growth runway if blockchain-based solutions gain more traction in the years to come. As one potential example, IBM Blockchain is focusing on helping customers build more dependable supply chains in light of the COVID-19 interruptions. As Amazon Managed Blockchain is a part of Amazon Web Services, it seems IBM Blockchain is part of its cloud services. Back in February 2020, Jerry Cuomo, IBM's Vice President of Blockchain Technologies at that time, informed CoinDesk journalist Ian Allison that blockchain plays into trends like app modernization and new cloud-native applications, data, and analytics. It crosses all those things. As such, the blockchain part of a blockchain application only accounts for about 20% of the overall solution. Allison added, there is dissipating hype surrounding distributed ledger technology, DLT. NVIDIA is the leading manufacturer of graphics processing units, GPUs, which are key hardware components of cryptocurrency mining computers and gaming computers. Miners use specialized graphics processing units to process transactions on the blockchain. WCCFtech.com states, according to financial analysts at RBC Capital Markets and Barron's, it is estimated that NVIDIA has sold at least $175 million worth of GeForce RTX 30 graphics cards, utilizing its Ampere graphics processing units directly to miners. In a May 26, 2021 article entitled NVIDIA sold $155 million in crypto mining chips last quarter, but PC gaming remains its biggest market, by Kif Leswing of CNBC.com, the key points were: 1. In February, NVIDIA released new processors specifically for mining cryptocurrency. 2. NVIDIA booked $155 million in revenue from crypto mining cards in the first quarter, giving it April and most of May to sell $20 million worth of chips for the $175 million mentioned by the WCCF Tech article to total to $175 million. And 3, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang talks about the new product line as a way to protect the company's PC gaming business. Before going into the next lecture, think about the firm or firms you currently use or will be using to buy stocks. Fidelity Investments, TD Ameritrade, Tastyworks, or other brokerage firms, perhaps E-Trade. Also, note the trading platforms for the types of trades that can be placed, for the charting capabilities, and available studies that can be added to stock charts. Technical analysis studies, such as 1. Fibonacci extensions and retracement levels for daily charts. 2. The Chaikin Money Flow Oscillator. 3. The Directional Movement Index, DMI. 4. The Moving Average convergence, divergence, MACD. 5. The Commodity Channel Index, CCI, and other studies. When I moved from being a mutual fund and index fund investor to being an individual stock investor, I needed to learn swing trading and day trading technical analysis tools, TA tools, in order to become a better investor in stocks. Third, note the quantity and quality of stock research at the firm. When a stock brokerage firm does not provide all the stock research needed, other sources must be used to complete your fundamental analysis. Some of those other sources with a good amount of information without a paid subscription are 1. Value Line reports, available in the business section of a public library and at college libraries. Some Value Line stock information is available at its website, valueline.com. 2. Investors Business Daily at investors.com. 3. Morningstar.com. 4. Zacks.com. And 5. Yahoo.com/finance, which converts to finance.yahoo.com. Assignment for Lecture 2. Use the other sources for blockchain stock suggestions. 1. barchart.com/stocks/sectors/blockchain-stocks. 2. Google Forbes Blockchain 50 2021 and Google Nokia and blockchain, and read about what is being done there to select one additional blockchain stock to increase the number of blockchain stocks under consideration from 8 to 9. Open the downloadable resource Excel file Assignment Lecture 2 in the Assignment 2 Instructions section. Save this document, then save it with a personalized file name, for example, Select Stocks by Student. Complete the 9th numbered row with the blockchain stocks selected for consideration. After filling in the columns of information for that stock, see if it meets most or all minimum selection criteria for becoming the 4th asset candidate for purchase after Amazon, IBM, and NVIDIA. You may change criteria minimums. If you do not have an account at Fidelity, still use the Fidelity website to research a stock. Non-locked research does have a compare section that shows industry comparisons. Still, you may have to delete some columns for which you currently do not have access to data and add your own. You may have to use the stock research at the brokerage firm where you do have an account. If you do not have a brokerage account or a brokerage account with stock research, use valueline.com, investors.com, morningstar.com, Zacks.com, which also provides non-locked comparison to industry stock data, or finance.yahoo.com to have a row of data for the 9th stock on your homework stock selection chart. Determine whether or not that 9th stock under consideration should be the 4th candidate for purchase. Save the file. Answer the 5 questions in the assignment section of the course content for Lecture 2. This concludes Lecture number 2, select blockchain stocks. As this lecture was about justifiably selecting blockchain stocks, in lecture number 3, cryptocurrencies will also be justifiably selected.